Yo, what's good? It is Matt from the Devine Sports Gospel. DSG is here. It is June 15th, 2025. Padres are coming off a series loss against the Arizona Diamondbacks. But my brother is not here. Big Mees is currently at dinner for his girlfriend's dad's Father's Day. I mean, it's not like everybody's having Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads who are listening. If you have a dad, if you don't have a dad, happy Father's Day. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate my dad and Mike's dad, Dan. Incredible father and very grateful. And shout out the Padres, baby. It's Padres Day. We had to win on Padres Day. What's good, chat? See a bunch of people in here. Morejon's a dog, bro. He's always been a dog, bro. He's always been a dog. Morejon's my guy. Jarren Duran. We're going to talk a little bit about Jarren Duran. We'll let some people get in here. We're vibing out tonight. Won't be a super long episode because it's just me. But, yeah, dude, the vibes are high. I know the Giants just made some huge news trading for Boston Red Sox star third baseman Rafael Devers. Rafi Big Scoops. You know, I live up in the Bay Area. And the Giants fans are starting to come out of their shells a little bit. They've been pretty quiet over the last few years. And it seems like this is the type of move that if you really want to rally a fan base, this is the kind of guy you go get. Obviously had his issues in Boston with Bregman signing, not wanting to move from third base, Craig Breslow, all that stuff. But yeah, dude, I mean, let's be honest. The Giants got a lot better. And the Giants are good. The Dodgers are good. I think the Padres are good, but we're going to talk a little bit about what I think the Padres need to do. The Diamondbacks, I know they beat us in that series. The Diamondbacks are okay. They don't really scare me too much. They got a couple guys. I heard they might sell. Hopefully they do sell. But yeah, man. Brojans, I've lived up in the Bay Area for almost 6 years now. Post-college, but born and raised in San Diego. So I try to get down there a lot. Let's talk, though, man. No me's this episode, so I'm just going to go from the heart. Hopefully you guys enjoy. The Padres have a couple problems. Number one problem the Padres have right now, and it's a very obvious problem if you watch any Padres baseball. These dudes cannot hit home runs. They can't. They have a humongous lack of power. I'm looking at a stat right now from, let me see, what's this guy's name? Friar Breaks on Twitter, and I'm going to share my screen. This was from 2 days ago, so it's changed, but let's look real quick. All right, so this is from June 14th, or yesterday, I guess. Let's take a look when the six Padres have last homered. Toddy hasn't hit a homer in 20 days. That's really bad. Really bad. Jackson Merrill, obviously on the concussion list now, hasn't been homering. Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts is Xander Bogaerts having 3 home runs and like a 640 OPS. Just not cutting it. Gonna talk like he normally does. Gavin Sheets, I'm not going to cook Derry Bonds. He also hit a homer yesterday. But Gavin Sheets is a dog. Luis Ariz hits no home runs. And then Crony hit a bomb today. I wish I had the stat up here. I should have prepared a little better for that. I'm pretty sure the Padres are one of in the last 30 days, I think we're 28th or 29th in like team OPS. Tatis hit a home run on Friday? No, he didn't. I don't think so. I was watching the game. We only had 1 run. I'm almost positive Tatis did not hit a home run on Friday. Homer. Did we miss a Me's rap song? Let's see. Hey, chat, let me know if you guys, when was the last time you hit a homer? Did Tatis hit a home run? No, he did not. Okay. So let's be honest. This team has no slug. Crony hit a bomb today, which was great. Manny's been doing all right. He's been hitting a little bit more bombs. This team is a good baseball team. I'm watching right now. Obviously, Suarez choked that shit yesterday. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Bullpen is dominant. I think our bullpen is great. Chella Jerry, Bobby had a bad outing, but he's been great. Sean Reynolds, Adrian Morejon, just dog after dog after dog. Then you got guys like Tyson Neighbors in the pen, or you got David Morgan, who looks like he has nasty stuff. The pen's solid. The starting rotation hasn't been that bad, given all of the injuries. You have three of your top paid pitchers in Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, and Michael King. None of them are pitching. Mike King's injury, if you were to say, Matt Devine, gun to your head, is Mike King cooked? I'd say, yeah. I don't know if Mike King's coming back, guys. I think they're keeping it. They're doing classic Padres shit where they're like, yo, we're not going to tell anyone what's going down so that we can make a deal, or like we don't seem like we don't have leverage. He has an injury that no doctor has ever seen. What the fuck does that mean? You know how many years we've as humans have been alive? How has a doctor never seen this injury? This dude is probably fried. There's a decent chance that Michael King has pitched his last ever pitch as a Padre, which blows. But when one person goes down, what has to happen? What has to happen is someone needs to step up. And guess who's stepping up right now? This guy, Ryan Burgett, is pretty freaking good. Yeah, he gave up a home run to Gino Suarez. Should have, 3 innings, 6 innings, 3 runs, solid. Pitched well against the Giants. He is a solid pitcher. And it doesn't seem fluke. I think he had 8 strikeouts yesterday. He seems like a dude that's like a legit MLB rotation piece. 25 years old. Cheap. That's what the Padres need. A guy like that. Would I prefer him to be our number 5 starter? Probably. But he's not. What we really need, and he's pitching tomorrow, and he pitched fantastic last week, is Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease, baby. If I'm Dylan Cease, I'm looking at the Michael King injury. I'm thinking about my time in San Diego so far. You have a big payday ahead of you, Dylan Cease. How big? Really comes down to how well you pitch this next 4 months, dude. Good start last week. Got a little lucky. Still walking way too many dudes. But, I mean, when he's on, he's nasty. Huge start tomorrow. We get that win. We're kind of rolling a little bit, in my opinion. Pavetta's been awesome. I just really think the biggest issue for this team, if I was AJ Preller, I would go out and I'd get a left fielder within the next week. I mean, the Giants just make a humongous splash. The Dodgers are really good. The Diamondbacks might sell. Rockies are irrelevant. You have teams that we're fighting against, like the Cardinals and the Brewers and, the Phillies and all these wild card teams. We need to establish ourselves as either a playoff contender, or you ride out with what you got and then you sell some pieces at the deadline. Because right now, this isn't a World Series team. And I feel like if you ask anyone, they would agree this is not a World Series team. They are really lacking in some areas, especially with the slug. If you look, man, last year was a bit. Borna, what's up, Hog? Good to see you, man. Let's talk about Borna's comment real quick. Padres are mid, man. GG's. Last year was the best team ever. Numb. Realistically, he's right. But the thing about, guys, last year was the best team ever. Last year, on June 15th, I'm pretty sure we were in 8 games over 500. We went on an insane tear second half of the season. What we say is that Shilt Daddy Baseball, bro, he's a second half guy. He's a second half manager. If we can get to the All-Star break, get through this gauntlet of a month, which we're already halfway through, we get through this gauntlet of a stretch of we got 4 more against the Dodgers, Royals, all that shit. We get past this month and we're around 10 games over 500. We're making the playoffs. Because I know the second half. I know Preller's going to cook, all that stuff. The argument, though, is, all right, sell, buy, what can you do? I think we should do a little bit of both. I think we should do a little bit of both. We really need a left fielder. Taylor Ward, just get me a guy. Guys, imagine how much better our lineup would be if batting 6 is, a Taylor Ward type, or, we go out and we get Jarren Duran. Another guy I really like, guys, And I truly think this dude would be sick on the Padres. I'm not sure if they're going to trade him. Dane Myers, bro. Dane Myers of the Miami Marlins. Let me share my screen real quick. This dude, Dane Myers, the great Dane. This dude's kind of crushing right now, dude. All right, 6 feet, 205, right-handed bat, plays the outfield, which is what the Padres are looking for. So we're looking here. He's, 29 years old, career 782 OPS. Not a huge home run guy. Not a huge home run guy. So I guess it's a little bit of a, Matt, aren't you talking about you want bombs and then you get a guy with only 4 nukes? I get that. 858, 858 OPS. People are like, I'm good on Dane Myers. I mean, guys, if our ownership's not going to spend a lot of money, this is the kind of guy that we can go. I'd rather have him than B-Lock right now as like a 4th outfielder. Let's look at how Taylor Ward's doing real quick. And then I got one guy that I want to show you who I think is going to be very like a hot commodity. Taylor Ward, 0.7 WAR, 106 OPS plus. He hits bombs, though. He already has 18 homers. It's kind of like the Padres right now are really, and Preller knows this. I really do think we're 2 or 3 moves away from being a legitimate World Series contender. That being said, if we don't do those moves, I really can see this team not making the playoffs. It's really that big of a, it's that big of a, decision is like, hey, like right now, I'm pretty sure Padres left fielders have like a 580 OPS. That's fucking awful. That's really bad, like really bad. And we knew it was an issue going into the season. We went cheap. We're like, hey, let's go dumpster diving for, Jason Hayward, Yuli Gurriel. Let's not bring back David Peralta. Let's not do this. Let's not do that. We went dumpster diving. And reality is sometimes when you go most of the time when you go dumpster diving, what do you guys find? Trash. We found some trash, man. And it's not working out. So what do? What you do is you go figure some shit out. Just like anything in life. You hit an obstacle, you figure some shit out. Taylor Ward, I could see this guy being an improvement. Bro, Matt Ohtani is pitching this week. Nice. Well, I mean, I think they should make Ohtani a closer, to be completely honest, or put him in the bullpen. I don't think him being a pitcher anymore is like worth it, but if he could still pitch, good for him. This is who we should get, man. Give this guy another shot. He has better stats than David Ward or Taylor Ward, less homers though. We do need a left fielder. I'm going to look right now. MLB trade. Oh, Luis Robert. Let's look up Luis Robert. Guys, his stats are trash, but the argument would be you get him out of playing in, the south side of Chicago. 0.1 WAR is so gross. This is a dude though. He's an interesting guy. I don't know if I wonder, what do you guys think? How much do you think this guy would cost on the trade market right now? Luis Robert. Because right now, he has a 0.1 WAR. Let's show you guys. I'm pretty sure Martin Maldonado has a positive WAR this year. So he is win-wise, according to Baseball Reference, the same as Martin Maldonado. Sean Reynolds and prospects, absolutely no way we trade Sean Reynolds. That's my dog. Love that dude. That's how bad Luis Robert's been. I'm just trying to think, because the Red Sox trading Jarren Duran makes me think they are going to be selling. And Red Sox trading Rafi Devers makes me think that the Red Sox are going to be selling and that Jarren Duran is on the market. And I know that Jarren Duran has been in Padres trade rumors before. He's the kind of guy, but he doesn't hit homers either. But he's under control. Let's see. 1.5 WAR. He's solid. Guys, I'd rather probably, honestly, I'd probably rather have Taylor Ward. Give me a guy that hits some fucking homers. Give me a guy that hits some homers because I'm watching this team. Look, today is a perfect example. Today is a perfect example of why home runs are important. Yesterday, we hit what? We hit one homer. Or no, what I was going to say is that all that matters in the playoffs is, you're not going to be able to string hits together in the playoffs off these great pitchers, but you can hit some homers. I bring this up all the time because this game still pisses me off. Game 5, 2024 NLDS, one of our best teams of all time. We're going up against the Dodgers, Game 5, and Yu Darvish shoves. Yu Darvish absolutely shoves, but he gives up 2 solo shots. 2 solo shots, and we lose 2-0. 2-0, man. That Teoscar's homer. That was the clincher. They hit homers. We did not. This year, this team, guys, it's the same thing. We're a worse lineup. We hit no bombs. Toddy hasn't hit a bomb in a month. We have no power right now, man. Gavin Sheets, dog. That being said, write in the comment, who do you think, in the comments right now, who do you think is going to lead the Padres in home runs this year? And how many homers are they going to have? Because right now, sorry, back up a little bit. My bad. I think the leader of the home runs or Padres in homers this year is going to be Manny, and I think he hits 25 homers. Toddy hits 37. You better start fucking hitting homers now, bro. Guys, a perfect example of a guy I would love. Absolutely love. Eugenio Suarez, the guy that we played this weekend. Just gets up there. He'll strike out 3 times a game, but he hits a bomb. He hits a bomb, dude. We need guys that hit bombs. I'm over this weak single bullshit. Sander comes up with a runner on second, a runner on first, 2 outs. That guy's not scoring. There's no power. Xander's slugging at like 312. That's terrible. We need more bombs, bro. And I hope Preller knows that because homers are what wins you. The Dodgers won the World Series last year. You got Ohtani, Freeman was hitting nukes, Muncy, Teoscar, all these guys. All of those dudes hit homers. Padres offense is stinky, dude. Stinky. They got to figure some shit out. Way too many automatic outs. You're right, Ray. Way too many automatic outs. I will say, though, I got to give some credit to some people. First and foremost, Manny Machado. Mies gives me shit. He says sometimes I'm a Manny Machado hater. I could be a little tough on Manny. And I have to just be honest, man. This dude is so good. And the fact that he's a Padre is so clutch. Hopefully we don't waste another year of his prime because I don't know if it's realistic that he's going to have, these, bat 320 with 100 RBIs and 26 homers for the rest of his time. Gavin and Manny are the MVPs, 100%. What's up with the Rise? So the reality is, if a Luis Arraez isn't hitting 330, he's not a valuable player. He's a very nice guy, though. Like, I love him. He has insane bar. When he does come through, it's absolutely awesome. The sprinkler, La Regarda. Apologize to our Spanish friends, Spanish-speaking friends, if I completely butchered the sprinkler in Spanish. I think it's La Regarda. But when Arraez isn't hitting 330, he's not valuable. Right now, he's batting like 270. That's not a guy you extend. Guys, we need a first baseman next year that hits absolute dick shots, like a Josh Naylor, who we had. Is it possible we could trade Bogarts? No shot. No one's touching that contract. 630 OPS, owed $25 million for another 8 years. If Preller somehow finds a way to get Bogarts' contract, even just like 25% off the books and traded, he's the GOAT. Jake Berger, interesting. I think the Rangers have been winning a little bit better or more. We haven't had a slug first yet. Guys, Fisher, you're 100% right. Let's get Brent Rooker at the deadline. Just signed an extension last year, so it'd be a little tough. Another guy. Guys, look, Josh Naylor, Brent Rooker. What do those two dudes have in common other than the fact that they hit nukes? They both were Padres. They were both Padres. Xander, bro. Hey, I'm also going to shout out Tatis. Seems like this weekend he started to turn it up a little bit. Everybody knows this, guys. If you're watching at home, even if you don't like the Padres, if you don't like the DSG, admit it. When Fernando Tatis isn't sad and he's locked in, the most electric player in baseball. Game-changing player. Literally a game-changing player. There's a real argument that if Tatis just locks in and plays like he did today, I mean, obviously he plays like he did today, he went like 4-4. If we have an engaged and locked in Tatis, this team makes the playoffs. Right? What up, Trav? You're stressing. I mean, I'm not trying to stress. It's. I'll be honest. Shout out everybody that does radio like solo. It's pretty hard. It's a lot easier to go off me's. But when Tatis is locked in like he was today, you know, you could tell also. You can instantly tell when Tatis is locked in or not. If he's stealing bags, bro. If Tatis is stealing bags, he's dialed. He stole third today, scored on that Manny Machado ground out. Like, that's a huge run. That's a huge run that Tatis pretty much manufactured himself. Hits a double, hustle double, gets there, steals third, Machado weak grounder, gets him in. When Tatis is on one, when he's engaged, because you could tell he's an emotional guy. Hey, I like that about him. Show some emotions. I like when my favorite athletes, you know, aren't robots. Sometimes Tatis can get in his head. Sometimes he can get in a little bit of a slump. Huge vibe guy. When the vibes are high with Tatis, there's no one more fun to watch. We'll forget about May. May was a shitty month. Forget about May. Tatis says, I love the word mojo too. Rod, shout out Rod in the chat. It's all about the mojo, bro. Houdini started. What up, Houdini? What awesome TikTok follow too. Houdini says, started the AZ series batting 259. Now he's batting 280. Guys, the bombs are coming with Tatis. He has 13 homers, has had 13 homers for like 3 weeks now. Once he starts putting some good wood like he did today, the bombs are coming. I have a feeling, I'd say on record right now, he hits 2 homers in this 4-game set in LA. I think we split the 4-game set in LA with the Dodgers. But yeah, when Tatis is locked in, perfect time for him to lock in too, right before that, right before the Dodgers series. I look at the Giants, I look at the D-backs, I look at, you know, the Cardinals, the, you know, Brewers, Phillies, Mets, all these teams. And I really do think the Padres are one of the 6 best teams in the National League. I think this is a playoff team, even with all the holes. So imagine how good they could be if they just fill those holes. You get a guy behind home plate like and this is an interesting one. And I think there's some real possibility with this. This might be the catcher of the future for the San Diego Padres. Henry Davis. You look at his stats, you're like, ew, gross. Get me out of here. I don't want to see those. Career minus 1.4 WAR. DSG, why? Why DSG? Why would you want Henry Davis? He is, how old is he now? It's what, 23? 25 years old. Yo, Chris, I live in the Bay for work. I have a job up here. So that's literally pretty much so only reason. I also met my fiance up here too, which has been awesome. Ohtani pitching 1 or 2 innings in the nice. Well, it'll be good to see him pitch. I'm excited. I haven't seen him pitch in a while. Let's look at Henry Davis, though. I think this is the guy, dude. You buy low on the former number 1 overall pick in the Major League Baseball draft. You buy low on him. You're like, hey, you get this guy. You give him he's better than Elias Diaz. He's better than Martin Maldonado. Give him a shot. If this guy can become a 15 to 20 home run hitter with the Padres, that's huge. Huge. We need to trade for a catcher, though. Need to. Like, desperately need to. Elias hit a home run tonight. That was nice. But, guys, I cannot watch some of these ABs with some of these guys, man. When does Preller stop relying on aging veterans? I think that's kind of his move, though. He loves Preller's a cougar, or what is it? He's a cougar hunter. Would the Pirates give up on their number 1 pick that fast? Well, they have 2 other catchers right now in they got, what's his name? Joey Bart, and then they got Endy Rodriguez or whatever his name is. I wouldn't be surprised if Henry Davis, I could see him on the Pods. I don't know why. I get a good feeling. Logan O'Hoppe would be sick. Why would the Angels trade Logan O'Hoppe? I don't know. But guys, a hit first catcher on this team would be so big, man. So big. Right now, the catcher position. Thanks, Trav. The catcher position for the Padres right now is a disgrace. And I like Elias Diaz as a person. I heard he's a very nice guy. But I cannot have Elias Diaz and Martin Maldonado play the entire season as our catchers. Trade for Gary Sanchez. That'd be dope. The Sanchez, he's been balling a little bit too. We cannot have an Elias Diaz, Martin Maldonado backstop duo and expect good things from this team. You just can't. So you got to make some moves. I think Preller makes, I won't lie. I guess I'm wrong because I thought he was going to make a move last week. I think Preller makes a move, especially with this Giants thing. Nobody wants to be the center of, the news world or like the MLB news world than AJ Preller. Shea Langoliers, that would be a nice little pickup. Andrew Heaney would be nice. Lefty, who pitched today that I actually thought, and the Rockies never trade anyone, but Austin Gomber would probably be cheap. Kind of guys like that. We just need innings. We need innings. This is going to hurt some people's feelings. And I'm probably going to end this show in about 3 or 4 minutes. I think if Michael King is actually hurt and not going to be pitching this season, I think they should trade Dylan Cease, trade Luis Arise. I think they should just retool for 2026. Because I actually think if you trade Arise, you trade Cease, that stuff, and you get some guys back that are like legit, I still think this team could possibly make the playoffs this year. I think they've given themselves enough of an advantage that, dude, you trade Dylan Cease. If he has another couple good starts, you trade him to the Yankees or you trade him to, obviously it would be a little tough, but you trade him to the Cubs. You can get some solid players back. Guys, where the Padres are going right now, we are not going to be handing out these contracts that we were in the past. Let's be honest. I don't see us handing out, we're a bottom 5 medium market with no TV deal that has a top 10 payroll. We sell out like crazy, which is awesome. But the reality is Dylan Cease is not re-signing with the Padres. There's a real possibility that the San Diego Padres don't make the playoffs, keep Dylan Cease, he leaves for nothing. You could probably get a good pitching prospect back. And look at what Ruben Niebla is doing with Steven Kolick. He's Ryan Burgett, these guys that are like, yo, like never top prospects, and they're giving us legit MLB innings. Harry Ford would be sick. I think if you can get something back for Dylan Cease, you trade him, because right now, guys, is Dylan Cease going to be the difference between us making and missing the playoffs? And if he does, is he even going to pitch well in the playoffs? Kolic's legit, guys. We have to start somewhat limiting our expectations. I think the Padres are a team that I actually think would do well in the playoffs because we have some top tier talent and a great bullpen. And I think that's what you need in the playoffs. But I look at other teams and I'm like, are we better than the Cubs? No. Are we better than the Dodgers? No. Anything can happen in the playoffs, but those are two teams I know we're not better than. Better than the Mets? I think we could be. But guys, I think if done correctly, Preller could get a lot back. Oh, Tani's starting tomorrow. Classic. Well, hopefully Tatis is an absolute fucking nuke off him. That'd be electric. Let's see. Devine, I saw someone say a rise launch angle way higher. Yeah, dude, every ball he hits is like a weak fly out to left field. I'm like, come on, baby. I do think we're better than the Giants. Yeah, so Scott, interesting point. Scott's comment for people listening to the podcast is, after what the Giants just pulled, AJ must counter in a major way. Yes, but also this is where AJ makes his mistakes. You don't always have to be the headline deal. You could somehow, or not somehow, you can make smart moves. What were my two favorite moves AJ made last year? Signing Solano and signing David Peralta. Underrated other move? Trading, hey, you trade for, the Tanner Scott trade is a perfect example of an awesome trade that no one really saw coming. I think Preller is working on something that no one's seeing coming right now. Without King, this is a great comment by Isaac. Without King, Padres only have Pivetta and Cease healthy. Trade Cease, get a good return. No shot, we're a playoff team with Randy V as our 3 and Kolick as our 4. Isaac, 1,000% agree, brother. If King is hurt, we should sell. And selling isn't always, guys. I think selling has a bad connotation sometimes. Sometimes you sell and you get something back that ends up being better than what you sold. You sell, I wouldn't say high, but you can get something back from a playoff contender. Yeah, like Kyle, that's what I'm saying. Right now, if the Padres buy, they're probably going to trade Brandon Nett. Sometimes I'm kind of like, yo, why don't we just keep these guys? I'm watching Ryan Burgett. This guy's pretty good. And he's cheap. He's cheap, man. I like what the pitching, I like where the pitching development is. I'm going to end this episode on this. What the Padres lack the most right now in their minors, on their major league team, we don't have an impact bat that hits nukes in the minor leagues coming up. Leo Dallas DeVries is going to be awesome. But the reality is, if he comes up next year, he's probably not going to hit 20 home runs as a 19-year-old. We don't have that, 23-year-old prospect that has, 16 homers right now in Double-A. If you could trade Dylan Cease to the Cubs for that one dude, what's his name? Cubs prospects, Moises Ballesteros. Let's see. Like, this is the kind of guy you trade Dylan Cease. You trade him to the Cubs for this dude. 5'8", 195 with a career 831 OPS. Like, this is the kind of guy that I want on the Padres. He hits homers, dude. We need guys, controllable dudes. Look at how well liked Gavin Sheets is. Gavin Sheets is a super beloved player on the Padres right now. Why? Why is Gavin Sheets a beloved player? Because he hits homers. Would you trade Tirso for? Yeah, 100%. I like Tirso too, but if you could, Tirso, if I'm Tirso, I'm probably going to. Well, hey, Alex, I actually disagree with that. I think people underestimate what teams are willing to give up that think this might be our year. If you're the Chicago Cubs, you need a frontline ace, or at least one that everybody thinks is a frontline ace. The Cubs this year have an incredible lineup, but Kyle Tucker is going to be a free agent next year. He's not re-signing, or at least he's not going to extend with the Cubs right now. So the Cubs have all of their chips are in. You could get a guy like you could get a guy like a Moises Ballesteros, or probably not this dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jack Flaherty went for 2 top 100s. Let's look at Ben Brown. He gives up some homers, but this is the kind of guy. Maybe I don't know if you could get Ben Brown, but that would be awesome if you could. I honestly think Ben Brown with Ruben would be just an absolute demon. I think we could do. I think we could do kind of this like buy sell move where you're like, all right, we're gonna, sell a few guys and then try to get a left fielder back and stuff. Got a couple questions and stuff, and then I'm gonna call it up. Rod, thank you for the donation, brother. Appreciate you. A legit fan, thank you for the donation. Do you think we will get either Robert or Ward? I think most likely Taylor Ward. Just seems like he would make sense on the pods. SoCal, Fresno State guy, hits homers, right-handed bat. Luis has been kind of asked for the last 2 years. The argument would be like, okay, you buy super low on Luis Robert. You have him come play with Tatis and Manny, and he, magically becomes a 7-WAR player like he was in 2021. It could happen. JD, thank you for the donation, bro. Ohtani, the opener for 1 to 2 innings against the Padres. Thoughts? Don't really care. Much more concerned with him hitting than pitching. I remember Crony hit an absolute nuke off him when he was with the Angels. Ohtani is a incredible baseball player, but him pitching does literally nothing on me thinking about the game. I might do a playback stream, though, so you guys should watch out. Appreciate all you guys listening. Sorry Mike's not here. He'll be back. Go Padres. Big 4-game set. We'll probably do a podcast after that. Watch. If you can, like up this stream. Let's try to get some homers. 2 straight games of scoring 7+ runs. Let's see if the offense starts cooking a little bit. Go Pods. Later.